beat Donkey Kong Country 1 with me.
I still have never actually beaten Donkey Kong Country 1.
You know how to get infinite lives, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You
don't
know how to get infinite lives in the
beat it.
actual game, and not save stating, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I did that growing up. I figured
Isn't
out.
it just like loop bonuses?
Oh no, I'm talking about way faster than that. In Millstone Mayhem, Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong can't kill the blue crushes, so you can like trap one up against a wall and then hold Y in a direction
In it.
and just keep bouncing on it and getting a life every time you bounce on it after like 8.
Oh, okay.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Hello.
Hello. I beat Faulkner apparently.
You are Volkner.
I did a lot of attempts as well.
Can he do it? Can he capture the mighty Grillsire?
I don't.
Did you
Not a
actually
better-
check if that was possible, Houston?
I mean, I could throw a math ball, but like the math ball doesn't really help because it just bypasses the capture formula.
1 second.
No, you get no.
I don't remember changing any of the capture rates.
Yeah, so it's just W3, which is multi-special.
And at the moment, I mean, I guess I could pull up all the things and go and look, but
That's true. It's just bad luck is also what get me to lose. Lose catching this thing.
I mean, it could also be possible that my editing and messing around with things fucked something else up, but that's potentially...
It's improbable, because I doubt you changing name and sprites affects capture.
Well, it's more of a... I've been messing around with a bunch of stuff trying to get things to work, and with how sketchy and potentially broken some of the coding and stuff is for these programs, because DS modding, or modding of DS games is still relatively uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Has it automatically always broken out, or does it...
No, it's been like shaking every now and again. For as far as I know, the capture is not broken. It's just
bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if the capture rate is 0, then it won't even shake.
yeah, it has shaken, so it's not 0 capture rate.
I am here for the moon badge.
Goddamn fairies.
Goddamn fairy twinkling bullshit.
Good thing I have poison jab.
I have Poison Fang.
Dragon.
Dragon, rock the dragon.
Dragon Ball Z. I am also using Pokeballs, which is just base catch rate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if I threw like Dust Balls or Pokeballs
Two?
like that first try.
I was excited when I saw 2.
Yeah, it's done to 3 before and broke now, which maybe sad.
Why you have Earthquake?
Get out of here, Wigglytuff. You're trash.
Because Wigglytuff, okay.
I've still really been enjoying Xenoblade. No matter how much Houston is like meh.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was just...
He just got burnt out on it because he tried to do too much.
Because I was playing it for so long. Basically, I had the problem of playing too much of it for too long. And yeah, it just, burnt me out.
You just played too much in one sitting, basically.
And then I did that over the course of a long period of time. So like I would sit down and play for like 6-7 hours at a time,
I mean,
several days a week.
I don't necessarily not do stuff like that, but like, I'm pacing myself in terms of like, I'm doing all the quests that I can find and like getting all the Collectopedia stuff and making sure I'm doing all the things.
Yeah, I think the big issue I
Did you
had
know that
was
there's
that
Bad times to do things.
Did I know what?
There's bad times to do things.
You cut out for a second.
There's bad times to do things in Xenoblade.
What do you mean by bad times to do things?
As in doing a side quest at one point, it's like not optimal or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, I've done tons of stuff not optimal just because I wanted to do it when it was available.
Okay, I just want to make sure you know, and like people like can just scream, I didn't do it right.
I just have issues. I was trying to do all the like collection stuff, but I don't like collectathons.
You collect everything. What?
I mean, I get that, but I was just like, I'm doing all of the things, and it just got like the quests were boring. I didn't really enjoy doing them. I hated the go find this one particular item, because it gives me something that I wanted.
Finish the Colony 6 stuff.
Yeah, I got through.
Yeah, Colony 6 stuff is just annoying.
I got it past the first level.
I'm on level 4 on everything right now.
I got it past the first level and said, I'm not going to deal with this because I don't want to find all of these stupid items.
That's fair. Colony 6 is a bitch.
Mm-hmm. But it just, the end game, just the last few story beats, I found to just be really, or fall flat for me. And so I was like, okay, time to just power through the rest of this game. And I turned on easy mode and walked through the game until I got to the final boss. And then I stunlocked him, and I thought that was hilarious. Or topple locked, I guess.
I felt the same way with 2, but I think that's because 2 was a lot more passive than the first Xenoblade is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just have the 3 arts, and they recharge with hits instead of time.
Wait, what? They recharge with hits instead of time?
Yeah, basically like when you auto attack, you fill a portion of the art back up. Like the arts have like a bar, and each auto attack usually fills it up a little.
I mean, that's kind of what happens in 1, except that's only your, like, special ability.
Yeah, that's like your unique one.
Yeah.
Which is like the character. But in Xenoblade 2, it's just you have 3 arts, and they're mapped to the fate buttons.
Huh.
Yeah. I like 2, but more for the adventure than the actual game. Like, the world was pretty, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
Rotom will wake up eventually, and when he
by
does,
far
the Scramble
more
will
good
die.
game.
I don't know. I've sunk 60 hours into 1 so far, and I'm still having a blast, and I haven't even touched Mikon's Field yet.
I finished the game at about 60 hours.
This is, again, part of what I feel is the problem. Like,
You're also rushing through the games instead of enjoying it.
Well, see, I was enjoying it until I stopped enjoying it, and then I was like, okay, I just want to be done.
but you aren't even... So, like, a huge part of the game is making sure you do all the side things and talk to all the people and see all the different, like, bonds between people.
Yeah, it's just a lot of, like, the world is living, breathing, and...
Oh yeah, and I was doing all of that up until I just got bored.
Up until I didn't.
Yeah, basically. Up until I got tired of doing all of that. And it's like, at this point, I don't care. and I'm
there
just
was a
kind of
DLC
tired.
fight in 2 that was like, I just finished the quest line for one of the Nopons in Machna Village, and in 2 there's the new hero pawn as like one of the DLC fights, and it's one of the Nopons you help in 1.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't play any of the DLC in 2.
I
just
didn't
don't
even.
know how
I
it
played like
connects.
10 minutes of the expansion that came with the definitive edition before I was like, okay, nope, I'm just burned out on this entire combat mechanic. I'm just done.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah,
sat it
like I
down,
said,
and I
it
may
was
get around
very
to it eventually.
passive by comparison.
Draco Meteor, please.
No.
No, critted. Crit,
What did he
please.
hit you with? Killed you?
It was Fire Blast, but he had Draco Meteored himself.
Oh. So he just ignored it with critical power.
Yeah.
He's part bug type, by the way.
I know. He only had half his health bar. Is he still alive? Yes. With 1 HP.
I had to tilt my head to make sure.
Are you doing the Snorlax fight again?
Oh no,
He
I already
did
did
it off
that. I did that off screen. I was like, you know what, screw
Aww.
this.
Oh, Flame Body, wonderful.
You do all this shit off screen.
I mean,
Is
I
that the
already
buddy
did
you
it
fucked
once.
at?
And I already did this fight once.
And now he's doing it again.
No, as in, I completed the fight already once. And so I was like, what's...
What's the matter you?
Yeah. I was like, what's the point? I'm tired of dealing with this. Snorlax sucks.
No, Snorlax sucks because you just don't have something to deal with it.
I don't have a fighting move. Well, actually, let me phrase that. I don't have a high attack stat fighting move. I have superpower on my relatively mediocre attack stat Nidoqueen.
1 hit, 1 kill.
1 hit, 1 foot boy.
1 foot boy.
Oh, that's why the earthquake didn't kill. I forgot it had reflect up.
Nice.
Hello, Guard of War. Waterfall.
Yeah, I enjoyed Xenoblade 1 and I enjoyed it more for the event than the actual, like, game itself.
I feel like 1 is definitely like designed to be a console game, and 2 seemed like it was definitely designed to be a Switch game.
Yeah.
Because like on the go, that kind of idea seems a lot more reasonable. But sometimes when I'm playing Xenoblade 1 like in handheld, it's like, I really wish I was not on the bus or something.
Yeah, because it's like huge vistas and very, like, long treks walking from place to place.
Yeah. It's a super pretty game though.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Visually. Very appealing.
And I think it's running on the same engine that 2 used for, like, the world. That sucks. Oh, focus.
You lived?
Oh no, it's a berry. Cheat.
You just straight up lived.
He cheated, like I said. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake was pretty good. Highly enjoyed
Mhm.
that.
But the end boss fight was the same end boss fight Nomura always does. It takes a whole hour to beat.
I had to stop. Well, fighting the giant spooky ghost. I had to stop right after that to go to work. And then I came back and then finished the actual final boss fight. And I just, my roommate was laughing at me when he saw my end screen. You know, the main screen that pops up where you see the stats of everybody. Because both Cloud and Tifa were dead and Aerith was almost dead. And I was like, yeah, I hit Sephiroth with my limit break, dropped him basically down to one hit, got forced over to Tifa, then instantly died, then forced to Aerith. And then I was
I
like,
crushed it. I died the first time because I didn't understand his mechanic yet, and then I just destroyed him the second time. He didn't even get to Doom. He got to Doom counter one time.
I used the, I just abused the counterattack thing on the twin stinger, whatever it's called. I just kept using that over and over again and eventually beat him.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just held block as Cloud a lot and did the counter attack from the materia, and he just died over and over. he couldn't do shit, and you gain so much meter off of just blocking.
And let's see, what did I do after that? So yeah, I just did the auto attack or base attack or whatever it's called with Aerith, and one hit him, and then just boom, he's dead. I was like, yay, go me! I started this fight with 25 mega potions. I ended with 1.
Boy, you really struggled with that fight. Did you
well,
really struggle with a lot of the fights?
I had issues with some fights. Well, that fight particularly, I had issues because I kept trying to switch to Aerith to build up meter so I could heal, and then Sephiroth was just like, "Oh, by the way, murder."
Do you know how to balance aggro in that game?
Nope.
Yeah, because he does not.
I didn't have the provoke thing on.
I didn't have provoke on either. I just know how to make Sephiroth be like, no, fight me.
It's just a matter of like your damage you deal, as well as like how much threat you seem with.
How much?
Well, and that thing, the issue was there's like, I had just done a crap ton of damage with Cloud, and I just switched to Aerith, where Aerith hadn't done anything to that point to him, and then he just focused on Aerith.
Are you okay? I mean, so he kind of just picks whoever the player is sometimes.
Yeah, I just had that problem where he just
It kept happening.
Yeah, and there's like, oh, anytime I tried to switch, he's just like, oh, by the way, Aerith is dead now. Like,
Which I guess if you're unlucky, you're unlucky, but really you should have just been using her abilities while you were still Cloud.
Well, I figured that out in the eventually, but it was more of a.
Were you not doing that the whole game?
No, I wasn't actually.
Well, you must have really struggled with some of the late game fights then, like the robot fight.
No, the robot fight I had no problem with.
Really, the Barrett and.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with that one.
Oh, okay.
That was like,
all right.
I thought that was a cool fight, and I had lots of fun doing it. So.
It was a really cool fight.
But it was just like that, and I was like, yeah, good fun. Shit, I meant to dodge him. Let's see, what other... There was a few other... let's see, it was the motorcycle fight. Right before the final boss fight. I had problems with that one.
Okay, hold on. The motorcycle fight, as in like just the mini game where you're on a motorcycle
No, as
and then do
in
the boss fight
well,
while still on the motorcycle.
yeah, the boss fight with the 6 wheels and the that boss fight.
Okay.
I had problems with it, but I don't like the way the motorcycle and stuff controls when you in that boss fight because like the camera shifts, and so that changes how your movement is a little bit.
How much did you use the block button in that game?
Well, I didn't realize that there was a ranged attack on the motorcycle until
Wow.
my second try on that boss fight. I looked over,
I
I looked
realized
down
that
into the
on
corner, and it was like, for ranged mode. I was like, wait, there's a ranged mode? On the triangle attack? What?
Impressive.
And I also didn't realize that there was a block button on the motorcycle thing until, well, partway through the first part of the boss fight.
Block button.
Because like, why am I slowing down? And then I realized, oh, it's because I'm holding block and not accelerate. I'm holding the wrong button. And then I was like, wait, there's a block button?
Trying to get fatalities.
Also, like, holding directions matters so much. Wow, you crit on Draco Meteor.
What is that?
Regardless.
I had fun with the game. There's some fights that I had problems with.
What about the Rufus fight? How did you do on that fight? Because without blocking, that fight would just kill you over and over, I feel like.
Shinra guy? Or the new Shinra boss guy?
Yes.
I mean, I knew there was a block button in the non...
But did you use it?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Once I figured out... Like, I figured out pretty quickly how to deal with that fight.
Okay.
I thought that boss fight was really fun. After the dog was dead. The moment the dog was...
I thought it was more fun with the dog, because the dog was the only part that actually gave any pressure.
And... I mean, once I figured out the mechanics of the whole dog and him, when I first started, I was like, oh, this is annoying.
Once it was him by himself, it was basically just like run up to him and hold block, and then...
Wait for him to reload and then whack him.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
I still haven't gotten the ball? That's dumb. Are those key items? No. Where do I even look to see the...
See what?
The weird badge things. Because apparently I missed one.
That's a horrible noise.
What's a horrible noise?
Hyper beam in this game.
Okay, so...
Man, they really just hang on with 1 HP all the time.
Got, let's see, fairy. This one's fairy. This one was normal. Did I miss this route?
28 was dark.
28 was dark. 26 was fairy.
You said fairy twice.
Or sorry, 26 was water, wasn't it?
That's the one I'm on, I'm pretty sure, and
Or
it's dragon.
Could have sworn I did that one, but maybe I missed it.
Wait, what? Did it become confused off of rock climb?
Probably. Because rock climb does have that confusion chance.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, rock climb has like a 20% chance of confusing you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's also a move that's never used. I don't blame you for not knowing that.
If it was rock type, it would be used.
Yeah, but
But it's normal and garbage.
Yeah. It's normal and garbage. If only you were part of the cool kids.
There are good normal moves.
Yeah.
That's just not one of them.
You know it to be true. You can't hide what's inside.
Okay, I beat that guy.
There's one on each route, Houston.
Maybe I missed 27s then?
Yeah, probably. It's not like this game has like an active list telling you which one's done.
Mm-hmm. Well, and after you're given the fake badges, you can't actually see which ones you got.
Yeah, there's that. This game don't tell you shit.
Oh my god, it's gonna have Hurricane. Why do they do that?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that's right. Hero can't learn it.
It can't learn Brave Bird either.
But it can learn Mirror Move.
I think Mirror Move's a bit scarier than Brave Bird.
The ultimate in bird abilities. I'll stay in for Zatu. I can... Is Zatu Psychic type, actually? I don't even remember.
It is. It's psychic flying.
Ooh.
Better than half. Darkness. Darkness!
Darkness.
Intro of darkness and redness and whiteness.
Dankness.
Dankness.
It was dank.
Oh no, the jump fluff.
Right.
It's faster.
Yeah, that's all Jumpluff has.
It's fast, and that's it. Also, really annoying typing of grass flying.
It's still super weak to tons of things, but it is
yeah.
annoying. Do you have Hurricane?
Maybe?
No, but it has Brave Bird.
The bravest of birds.
I'm a brave bird.
And I got the crit. I
Nope.
didn't get the crit. I just killed it.
It's Swallow, it's at its speed.
Oh boy, Lagging Tail, my favorite item.
All those competitive things you need to lag and fail for.
I mean, I believe in Gen 5, I think. You could do some silly shenanigans with Lagging Tail.
I mean, you can always do silly shenanigans with Lagging Tail. It just sucks.
Maybe it's that person.
First you keep avoiding. I think down there.
So you missed the Dark type one. it's not that person.
No, I did the dark
One
type.
that's down there. Is that not the one?
This is Route 27, not the sand route. Ah,
Yeah.
they
Poison?
are the poison type.
Wait.
Poison. That girl is poison. And that's all I'm going. Why do all these poison types go psychic?
That is a good question. Right, it still has levitate this gen.
Maybe.
It doesn't get rid of levitate until... was it Gen 6 or Gen 7? I think it was Gen 7. Because it was like, oh, it's too strong now.
Now it's too strong, not before.
Hello, NATO Queen. Prepare to get NATO Queened. Elizabeth is faster than you. It's also 4 levels higher. This should be an easy
And yet
win.
that Nido Queen wins.
It has spec into defense. Oh my god, finally.
Yay!
You did it.
Quags. One of the legendary bird Pokemon. It appears indicates the covenant ring.
Look at that foot.
Yep. The 6'7" back there.
Wouldn't that be mildly terrifying to see?
A 6'7" Quags there.
Mm-hmm.
And now you know the next one at least.
Yeah.
Do the wind works?
Yup. I'm trying to try to get out of the cave.
You don't have an escape rope?
No. I might, but I don't feel like digging through the bag when I can just do this. It's like 5 minutes.
So I just go up?
Oh, hello.
You go around
Here?
the house, yeah. On the other side.
No.
Nope, that's a dead end.
You have to step on land and then get off.
Bullshit.
It's the anger.
Toxicroak. Probably has dry skin.
Maybe.
And fake
No,
out.
let's pick up.
Goddamn lag.
Oxygen. What is this? What?
Deoxys?
Wait, what did it say?
Oxygen deprived air.
Oh.
That's not the
I would assume that's Deoxys, yeah.
It's not. I know for a fact that it's not.
Mother fucking This lag is killing me.
I would say garage, but it's also not garage.
Oxygen deprived air?
Is it Kyogre?
Why would Kyogre be air?
Good question.
They changed Lopunny to fighting type in this game, right? You said?
Yes. Your stats also down, just as a thought.
I'm faster than it.
Yeah, but your attack is down. Hey, look, him.
How is my attack down?
From Memento.
Oh.
It's him. But he was a different thing. Single boost, huh? Is that gonna kill me? That might just kill me.
It's definitely going to do a lot of damage.
No, didn't kill me, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Probably get some flex heal on that. Okay, Buck. I'm gonna kick the crap out of you. We're gonna get up to Stark Mountain. It'll be a good time.
I don't think you understand what's going on here. Damn. Did that much while you had 2 defense ups. The Oxus has no defense. That's great.
Hello, Torkoal.
Me, my left.
Ah, he had a Shuka Berry. Haha, he got flinched. Oh, God.
And begin.
Hello, Claydol. Get Hydro Pumped, Claydol. I don't remember if Claydol's physically or specially defensive.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It's both. It's got like equal defenses. Maybe a bit more special. It's like 10 more base, I think. sad. He waits to revive. And
Yeah.
full sports.
Do I go down here for the
Up.
poison one?
You gotta go up and then take the rock climb down.
Okay. Here.
Yep.
Shadow punch. Oh no. Oh, you piece of crap, Dusknor. Just let me kill you.
Just burn it.
Maybe.
Cause you need fun.
Oh, come on!
It destroyed.
It has, like, 1 health, maybe 2.
It destroyed.
Here comes the Lord Thor.
Here comes the giant piss.
Here comes the Typhons. It's just Master Hand floating around.
Hey guys, here comes the giant piss. Fucking brave bat. What if it was actually a different move and it like was slightly weaker but had a chance of flinching or something?
I would have said it would just be like poison type or something, but that works.
Poison type would also be cool, but it would also again have to be weaker.
Yeah.
Brave bat.
Noivern can learn it
type
too.
move with 80% or 80 damage, 90 accuracy. Poisons badly and flinches.
Can it do both?
Poison Fang
Oh.
does that.
Was poison back flint? I thought it was just badly poisoned.
I thought it was just badly poisoned, yeah.
I thought it flinched as well.
I don't think it does. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does.
Maybe it doesn't. I thought it did. Because Fire Fang flinches and burns.
Yes, and Thunder Fang flinches and paralyzes.
But I guess
Poison
Toxic
Fang.
is...
And Poison Fang's also Gen 3, not Gen 4. Like the rest of the Fangs.
They could have updated it.
But they didn't.
No, they didn't. Shuckle? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't fuckle with Shuckle.
Am I sweeping with Psycho Man?
At the moment, yes.
Am I just
Keep
pressing the brain button? Brain blast?
Just smack you with the brain melt. This way, you should just change it to Jimmy Neutron.
I feel like something like Behemoth is more Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, I guess. This would be, if anything would survive a psychic, it would be this thing.
That's why I'm switching out to a physical psychic move.
I'm going to punch you with my brain. See how you feel.
I always thought it was weird it was called Zen Headbutt, and that was supposed to be like a psychic move. Wouldn't that be more like a fighting move?
A
You're
little bit.
approaching the concept of Zen? Or a
A
normal
little
type move?
Meditate's also psychic, isn't it?
Pretty sure, yeah.
I think Meditate is psychic, which again is weird to me. I feel like that should be normal or fighting.
I guess it's psychic because it's more about like spiritual than like think calming the mind and all that.
What is a normal type move then?
Anything that doesn't fit into all the other categories.
Yeah, that just feels like bullshit. It's true, but it feels like bullshit.
I mean, how do you explain how Giga Impact isn't like a rock move or something?
Yeah.
Or how like Hyper Beam isn't like an element.
The Hyper Beam is the one that makes no sense to me.
Oh no, this is gonna hurt.
You'll be fine.
Yep. Because Umbreon doesn't have enough attack stat.
No, it's there to stop you from killing things and mess with you by doing shit like embargo and reflecting light screen and all that shit.
Oh man, Beat Up can be pretty annoying because it goes off of other Pokemon stats.
Oh yeah, beat up is fun too.
I know.
Another payback.
Beat up Terra Canyon. Or whatever its name is.
Terrakia?
Yeah, Terra Canyon.
Terra Canyon.
Terra Canyon.
I behold the Earth Canyon.
Beat up Terrakion and beat up Virizion. And VGC are also very popular. Not beat ups on them, but beating them up. Gotta get that boost.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's a go.
Well, it's actually 4 in VGC.
Yeah, because of doubles. Wait, sense.
But it's like, oh yeah, just one move, and then suddenly you got a +4.
Yep.
+4, then you generally Gigantamax or Gigant, whatever the stupid thing is called.
Dynamax.
Yeah.
The real strategy is to do it with weak armor Poltegeist.
Because it'll die on the 3rd hit.
If you do it with weak enough Pokemon, you actually can get a crazy stat boost. But it is really funny watching people kill their own Pokemon too.
Because they just don't know how to offer Sega. I thought it said Starktown is Snake Mountain.
Snake Mountain.
Oh shit. But yeah, you do have to like plan it out and figure out how much you guys take.
Also, weakness policy or whatever, that new item that is just like broken as shit, really changed how those kind of strategies work.
Oh yeah.
Is it weakness policy? Because weakness policy was... Isn't that like the Gen 6 item?
Was it a Gen 6 item?
Yeah, I think the new one is... What is it? The one where you miss and your speed goes up or whatever?
That
Blunder
is...
policy.
Yeah.
That is also definitely a popular item, but I was definitely thinking of weakness policy, I just didn't know it was in Gen 6.
Yeah, Blunder policy is something that people tend to use a lot with Milotic. You do Blunder policy Hypnosis.
Oh,
If you get Hypnosis off, then great. If you don't, then you get the boost from Blunder policy.
Yeah, which is what, speed or... Speed or... Yeah, I think it's speed.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Is
and then
it
you also
speed,
get...
or is it speed, or it's speed?
Then you have
Yeah,
competitive
go.
on your Milotic. And so then it just turns into kind of a monster.
But man,
For Loom!
Hey, Loom.
Are you gonna sky uppercut me?
No, because it doesn't know that move. It just doesn't know that. Oh, that worked. Goodbye, Grey Loom.
Get wrecked. Get destroyed, Houston.
Look, the queen was just a little bit sleepy.
I'm a little tired. Have you
She's
seen
the-
Roshi?
Yes.
I can't believe he has a sleep command grab.
Dude, Roshi's just great. Like, because of how people. Just everything with Roshi is great in fighters.
I love his level 2 connecting into Spirit Bomb too. Where he does the smack you with the cane into the Kamehameha above you.
Yeah.
Just connects right into Spirit Bomb. It also makes me think, like, I don't know. A, they just did a really good job, but B, I love they have actual, like, reference to Dragon Ball stuff with him.
Yeah. Because he was the one other character who's still from Dragon Ball. It was like a good chunk of Dragon Ball.
Yeah. And
That was a mistake. I made a horrible
I guess
mistake.
the Makuba showed up again later, which is kind of weird, but like the Makuba and what he talks about with Piccolo and how he actually references how like he and another martial artist person had fought Piccolo at one point.
Mm-hmm.
That is just cool.
Yeah. Tune in next week when they announce Goku 9.
Ultra Goku.
Hold on, how many Gokus? There's Base, Super, Blue, Ultra.
Black.
2 Goku fusions, so there's 6. Goku Black is 7.
And Black Fusion.
Black Fusion 8. Goku Dad 9.
Yeah. Just 9
Let me-
Gokus.
Hold on. Wait. There's 9 Gokus. There's
Oh, it's
GT Goku.
Goku.
There's 10. And then there's 3 of Goku's children. So 10/13.
2 of those being
2 of those being the same child.
Yeah. The different points in life.
Is there any more Gokus?
Is there any more Gokus we need to know about?
I think that's it for the Gokus. There's only 10 or 13 Gokus, depending on your definition.
And here comes Vegeta 3.
I mean, they have, what, 5 Vegetas?
Yeah, it's 5. Still, it's kind of.
I mean,
big
if you
fat-
by that logic, technically you have to include Trunks. So 5/6 Vegetas.
No, 5/7 Vegetas.
Oh, there's 2 Trunks?
Trunks.
There is 2
Uh,
Trunkses.
Oh, right, yeah. I kind of forget
It's
that Goten is a
Trunks.
thing. Or Gotenks.
Even though Gotenks is top tier,
Is he?
you just
I
never
don't know.
see anybody play him. Gotenks, so it's his ghost move. I found out you can trigger when the ghosts actually go, so you can make like ridiculously long block strings by repeatedly hitting on block to get more bar, and just keep putting out that level 1 over and over and covering all of your holes in the block string with a ghost.
Wow.
As well as machine gun punch and the spinning whatever kick just get you out of a lot of situations that really you shouldn't be able to.
I don't know what I'll do, so I'll just do this.
Boo is another character. Regular Boo, very good character. Incredibly hard to play.
Yeah.
Also, they
no.
buffed Galactic Donut on Gotenks.
Alright.
And by buffed, I mean like it catches you really easily now from everything I've seen.
That's good, because that move will miss all the damn time.
What a crit.
It's majestic.
I don't know if I would have called it majestic, but that's one way to put it, I guess.
To me, it's really weird that Torkoal is just fire type.
It
What else
definitely
should it be?
seems like it should be Fire Rock.
I guess. With the shell.
Well, it's especially weird because Macargo looks like it should still just be Fire type to me, but
Yeah, that's fair.
Macargo is Fire Rock.
Something tells me they didn't think this through.
I mean, I watched a thing where they, like, the Pokemon's typings and dex entries and stuff like that were created after all the designs were done.
Probably.
No, they were. Absolutely.
And, like, the design team, or at least, I think, maybe not as much like the first and second gen, but after that, the design team was like, yeah, we just make the Pokemon, we don't actually know, we hand everything else off to the writers.
I just missed Megahorn twice in a row.
Ouch. Feels bad.
Not happening. That's a 1% chance, buddy.
It's not. It really isn't.
Is it not? To miss
Low.
the same 10% move twice in a row should be 10%.
I thought it was 15. I could be wrong. Oh, hey, look at that. You did it.
I did it. Oh, I bet it's because I was in a fight that's not in the original game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe that has to do with it. Okay, time to reset. Oh well. I'll stop with the Axis and actually go for the other sires. Who else did you replace? Mewtwo and...
No, so I did not replace Mewtwo.
Okay.
I replaced Zapdos and
Sweeper.
Articuno. Yeah, Moltres, which you've already done.
Yeah, the 3-bird.
Then Darkrai.
Darkrai.
Did you catch the Oxus?
No, I'm just like doing this.
Oh, okay. Call of Quag Bleed. The fact that it's flying is the best part.
Is it %? Oh no, that can't.
Wow. I guess I'm just gonna die now.
Yeah, probably. It's just God, it has no HP. Okay.
It is water fighting, I believe.
Yeah, but I hit it with Dragon Pulse, and it
It just died.
just fell over.
Yeah, I think I made it fast and punchy.
Scream!
Free.
Yeah. Oh, now you put up light screen. Oh, wonder we missed.
Haha, forced it to use its white herb.
You okay there?
Nope. My voice is cracking.
There's Zap Cannon.
Yeah. It landed. That's the crazy part.
And it paralyzed.
It did 3 damage, mind you, but it landed. It landed again. Stop. It's too powerful.
Oh my god, you have a fucking sugar berry too.
Yeah. You got hit with that.
I didn't have as big of a deal with you though, because I have anti-water or anti-sun.
Oh my god, it's fucking critical. Get the light screen up. I thought I'd be safe. The game said, no, fuck you, I'm a crit.
I still am amazed you haven't taught a single one of your Pokemon Pulse Swipe.
I don't see the point.
I don't
think
see
I
the
have
point that you're trying to catch.
especially when most of them just heal. It kind of just ruins the point, doesn't it?
I guess. I don't know. You just
It
never
just-
have to worry about accidentally Dragon Pulsing them to death.
At the same time, I also wasn't expecting a crit.
I know.
It,
It's true.
it's not a matter of whether or not I'm expecting to kill him. It's a matter of just the game decides he's dead. 44? No, that's... What the fuck is it?
Is it even in this game?
4. Okay.
There it is.
I knew it was a 4, I just didn't know what it was. Yeah, nothing I have can learn it.
Oh, that's a good reason to not learn it.
Yeah. Yow.
Now, for the love of God, just let me Mega Horn you.
What is Mega Horn's accuracy? Just so I know. Is it 90 or is it 80? I feel like it's 80.
85. Okay, so 15% and 15% is still very small.
Yes, it's very small, but it's possible. Okay.
Well, yeah, even 1% isn't impossible.
So man, this guy hit 50s.
Got him.
How do you think I feel? This guy hit 50s in a row.
I mean, it's better than the Dynamic Punch.
Could have been worse. That's the scary part. I could have been paralyzed each turn.
What does the Shuckle even do?
All.
Yep, it uses toxic.
Cool. We'll just throw a steel type at that.
Cool. I have the one thing that will just destroy your entire strategy. It uses Willow Whip. Yeah, Chuckle, man. He needs to protect himself. Falling for time.
Stalling for getting that sun out of here.
Come out.
Yeah, there's a Gen 4 weather is permanent.
Oh, okay. Ability weather is permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Permanent and proven otherwise.
Until you bring out an airlock or something.
Even that it stays during airlock, it just doesn't have any effects.
No, you have to get like Cloud 9 out to get rid of it, right?
I think Cloud 9 is also the same thing where it just negates weather effects.
Oh. Man, how insane would it have been if that shuffle had mirror coat?
Oh man, it would have just killed you, wouldn't it? Went dead on arrival. Talk about. What a noise. Cut it in half. Oh, never mind.
You also have Protect? Is your whole team Stall? You have
Oh, yeah,
Stall
Torkoal.
and then Torkoal, but you led with Torkoal for some reason?
Yeah. Oracle's just stalling in a different way. He's stalling by actively killing you.
He's stalling by solar beaming you repeatedly.
I think the big issue is that the team itself doesn't really work well with Torkoal.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Torkoal's not Stall. But everything else is. I guess I could have Aura Speared, but it's fine.
Punch it. Break it in half. I also just realized I recognized 122 HP.
Umbreon, you say? It really is. It's 5 Stall Pokemon in a Torkoal.
Just match 6
I mean-
5 stalls with Torkoal.
Cloyster can be something else at least, but like, come on. Choppleberry. Did I crit though? No.
No.
Okay. I'll just switch out to one of my other close combat Pokemon. Cool.
I see you've nerfed my close combat. I'll just hit you with a different one. Oh, and it's got static too.
Moonlight? It has Moonlight and Confuse Ray.
I mean, the good moves.
I think they just looked up what would be cool for this team, and then they were like, what is the most meta set for every one of these Pokemon?
I would not doubt that being the choices they made.
Probably. I mean, Torque will use Swarm you. You ready to go catch Heat Ran? In this incredibly unclimactic climb up the Heat Ran. Oh, hello.
Oh, there's another one.
What is that one? Why don't you say it before you open?
Waves of
Might-
raging heat.
It might
Probably
be,
going on.
Gruden.
oh, maybe it's Rayquaza that's in front of the waterfall.
That makes sense.
That would make sense.
Boop, 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 doop.
The most meta Pokemon in Gen 4. Fucking Heat ran. Heat ran everywhere.
Heat Train. Oh god, were there trainers in here the first time?
I don't remember.
I thought there were trainers in here. I thought you actually had someone travel with you in
You
this
do.
area.
You have Buck with you.
Even in Diamond and Pearl? Because I don't, this is the part I don't remember at all.
Yeah.
I remember getting to Heat Ran, but I don't remember the process of getting to Heat Ran.
Yeah. Goodbye, Claydol. Get wrecked by Drapion. Oh, you lived.
I was gonna say, that'll get me a hit.
Not gonna take a hit
No.
from this though.
No. That will kill it, but... It,
Oh, I forgot to save.
you fool.
Yeah, you fight Mars and Jupiter.
And then
Do
eventually
they have
Saturn.
full teams though?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. Well,
But you do get healed before you fight the next one.
that's good. Hey!
Damn Torkoal, killing my water moves. How dare you poison jab Plurple? He was just living his best life. Has a weird water snake thing. That is a weird choice of moves, but you know, whatever. That'll work.
What?
Oh, just used Fire Blast instead of something else.
Oh.
But why?
Hello, Torterra.
Break that. He break that out of the sky. Yeah. Oh, it's fighting. Right. You're... Not me.
What'd you hit it with?
I had to fly.
Ah. Ow, Thunderfang. It hurts. It causes me pain.
It's the move I'm being hit with that's throwing me off. It's usually all electric screen.
I mean, it would have been much better for the one I replaced Articuno with, but I didn't really think about which one I was replacing what with.
Yeah.
I can't actually even tell what's happening anymore.
Why not?
This Crobat has random decisions.
You take notes, hypnosis is super effective.
That's so weird. If that does actually sound like it would be true, but man, that's weird.
It just had Gen 1 syndrome.
I'm just gonna let it kill itself on me. This should kill it. I have so much health.
Oh yeah, my copy of 3D also came in today.
Nice.
Mine also came in today.
I got mine yesterday. But I got it from Best Buy.
I like the reversible cover on it.
It's pretty good. I may show it to my cousin, and he may try to convince my sister to go buy it, or not, my nephew. I'm tired, and I have a hard time.
I know, it was just funny thinking of, I'll tell my cousin and he'll tell my sister.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that my sister has 3 kids.
Yeah. There's that.
Get out of here, Torterra.
Get out of here, Tortora.
Wow, they just really don't like me, do they?
Nope. Fuck you.
I'd prefer if they didn't, but, you know.
The heart wants. The heart wants.
I'm actually grateful for you, Torkoal. You broke the aggro on Sturdy. Because I think they reprogrammed Sturdy in this game.
No, we've done it several times. We haven't seen it once do that.
Oh. Maybe they did. Okay, I guess they didn't then. Also, it's an interesting thing that I learned with Focus Sash, which I may not have, may have said this before, but multi-hits in Gen 4 don't break it.
Yeah, you mentioned this.
It's like, oh, I brought him down to 1, but because it's all the same move, in the game's
Don't
coding.
have the stupid move. Thank God.
What, Hurricane?
Yeah.
But you love Hurricane.
No.
Your favorite
Not.
Gen 5 move.
The move I've hardly ever seen in my whole life. Until this game, where it's on every other flying type in the game.
Yeah.
I know I used it on my Mega Pidgeot. they really just like, oh yeah, you can't bypass any of these trainers. Also, there's something wrong with this area. It keeps pausing.
Hmm. Oh my god, he did survive, really? What a fucking useless water type can't flamethrower.
Again, I think I gave it like no special defense.
I heard, but still, it's sad that even in half damage, it's still killing him.
I mean, it's half damage, but with stab. At least there's stab.
Stab applied first or second?
It really
Okay.
doesn't matter, it just makes
Yeah.
it 0.75. Critical hit, critical punch.
You punched that thing so hard, it wasn't there anymore.
What if Claydol was Ghost type instead of Psychic type?
Probably be a lot better.
Maybe.
Does this thing have levitate?
Levitate or heat proof, one or the other.
It has Levitate, because Levitate is the first one.
Oh, is that how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, never mind then. Damn, if only it critted.
If only.
If only the woodpecker's dies.
What?
What? The bark on the trees is as soft as the skies.
What are you going on about?
As the wolf waits below, hungry and lonely. Rise to the moon if only, if only.
What Celtic poem is this?
It's from Holes.
Ah, okay. Sounds like something they Celtic, right?
I forgot that I gave Nidoqueen King's Rock. But it's been pulling through.
Yeah?
Yeah, it probably would be. It's a good item.
Get killed by dry skin, Toxicroak.
No.
Why you gotta
Oh,
be
no.
that way?
There's two of them now.
It actually missed.
Now there's 3.
Or is there 4?
I think I know how to count.
1, 5,
Oh, thank God.
11,
63.
82 and a half,
It did
Marco.
not kill them.
high, E, Avogadro's number,
Oh. Who needs it?
the letter 7 and the number Q.
Q, another Q, a third Q, and the Batman symbol.
I'm so happy I have a move that can't miss.
How many hits is he on right now? 4?
He had 3 double teams up.
Oh. Yeah.
Water ground.
What a typing.
I love the concept of the ability unaware. The idea that if you don't know that your enemy did a stat change, they didn't do a stat change.
Yeah, where it just ignores the stat changes. I didn't see it happen, so it's not there.
Can you prove it?
But
I
I've
didn't see
been
the tree
dancing.
fall, so the tree was always on the ground.
Why are you dancing? You should be intimidated by this. Why are you dancing?
The random monsters in Dragon Quest when they see Sylvanto.
But they're intimidated by his dance. Mostly confused.
Mildly bewildered.
He will.
Sometimes beguiled.
And occasionally in pain.
Oh right, Outrage doesn't allow you to select a target, does it?
Nope, you just attack.
I have inner focus. I forgot I
It's-
have inner focus on Lucario.
Both of Lucario's abilities are flinch stuff.
I don't actually know what the other one is.
Steadfast?
Yeah,
Right.
something like that. And
Where-
then his hidden
where-
ability is Defiant,
Yeah.
which I think comes from Prankster Riolu. That Thunder Punch really shocked me.
I'm sure it would. Very electric.
Tangrowth's still just solid grass, right?
Yep. There's nothing else to it. It's just grass, mountain,
Or kill.
time, poison.
Oh my god, it didn't kill. That's kind of amazing.
How are you not dead? It's gonna hurt.
Indeed.
It does not have much of an attack stat, does it?
I think it's even with special attack, or like slightly lower. Tank girl stats are attack, defense, and special attack, with special defense and speed being the dumps.
Gun tank.
Like special defense, I think is 60 and speed is 50 or 40 in tank growth.
I don't actually have a good move for stunting.
You have Earthquake.
I really like Pile of Sand.
You mean Allison?
Pile of Sand. Pale of Sand.
Are you ready?
Sure.
For beams?
Ka me ah.
Why was your Kamehameha red?
It's time 10. Shut up.
Kind of makes me sad that Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken is questionably canon.
Oh yeah, it doesn't exist, does it?
Well, in the manga, it's never used. It's never referenced in the movie, the Broly movie. But because of just how post Toriyama actually writing stuff, Dragon Ball has become, it just everything's nebulous.
Nothing's set in stone until everybody agrees upon it.
But it was just like Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue was just really cool.
It was. And then it wasn't.
I mean, once GT happened, everything became nebulous. They even made games about how nebulous it was and like the millions of what ifs that Toriyama does art for.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, Toriyama did explicitly have, or basically like retcon GT out of existence.
Well, no,
Sort
it's
of.
alternate timeline now.
Yeah, because of what is it? Dragon Ball Heroes? That other thing that's going on? I
The,
think it's called?
it started with like Dragon Ball Super Dokkan or something like that. I don't remember. It was some phone game thing. And then it just became like everything is different timelines. Because there's like Super Saiyan 4 Gohan in one of
Yeah.
the phone anime things.
I saw, what was it? Super Saiyan Appa and Super Saiyan 3 Raditz.
Yep. And a lot of it is Toriyama art.
Yep. I saw Super Saiyan 4 Broly at some point.
It was a good movie.
Super Saiyan 4 Broly, the movie?
Yep. Super Saiyan Broly, the movie. With 4 and 11.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bio Broly for a second, and I was like, what?
I'm just saying words at this point.
You remember that thing that happened?
Most people try to forget that it existed.
Yeah.
My question when you talk about Broly always has to be, is it angry or sad Broly?
Sad Broly who's always sad Broly who's always angry.
Is it yells Kakarot indiscriminately?
Or is it had something of a brain?
I do like
Well-
new version of Broly a little bit better than old Broly.
What's weird is old Broly had a brain in the whole first movie, and then he just yells Kakarot forever. Every other experience.
Yeah.
Kakarot.
Oh, God. God damn it. Oh, just stupid.
I don't remember where I'm going in this place.
I don't either. Just follow you.
Follow the trainers. Except for those trainers. They lead you nowhere but disappointment.
Those trainers are full of nothing but lies and deceit.
Did he heal my Pokemon yet? No.
Do you need them all though?
For that
Probably
fight,
not, but we're saving anyways.
Dragon and fighting Pokemon.
How's the arm?
It's an arm.
It seems to be attached at the shoulder.
My partner has a messed up collarbone right now.
Oh, that's fun.
We're gonna take more drugs soon. Okay.
Delicious drugs.
Delicious drugs, they say.
Excellent. No, I know better than that. Look, drugs just always taste awful.
I don't know. Sometimes they sweeten them.
Yeah, but it's usually like antibiotics for kids that they sweeten.
Yeah, it's not antibiotics. These are just painkillers.
Yeah, but just it's hard at best.
I've been here as a rock
fuck.
this entire time.
I misclicked and hit outrage.
Wow. Oh, it crit. That's why.
This health bar got 8.
8.
He was there, and then he went munch.
Good old Hubert and that one guy.
That guy.
How did you get behind it?
Oh, I walked around it.
Oh, there's space in front of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there wouldn't be space in front of it.
Oh, I was like, I didn't do anything special. I guess you just missed me walking around it.
He walks so fast. How can he do that?
Don't you have to go back in there to get heat ran?
Nope.
Oh.
I mean, if I wanted to go get heat ran.
Oh, okay, I thought you don't have to, I just thought you did. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if I had a glitch happen to me when I was testing stuff, and I want to see if it's still there.
Okay.
No, it's gone. Okay.
What is this glitch? Like,
I think it's
where
because
could it be?
I sequence broke some stuff. Because I was just trying to get to some places. And I still had Buck running around with me.
oh,
In battles.
alright.
Oh no, did it
Oh,
break?
hey. The gym leaders and the other people.
It might have broke on me.
Is this supposed to be like a heart gold, soul silver kind of thing?
Potentially. I don't know if the game crashed on me.
It looked like it did. Try the touchscreen.
Nope. It broke.
Yep, actually.
That's
Look at it.
unfortunate. Because I'm gonna have to do a bunch of stuff now.
That's why you didn't save.
Well, I wasn't expecting it to crash. I was gonna save in there.
How would you save in there?
No.
Oh lord.
This is why you save.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, anywho, I'm gonna be back in a little bit. I gotta use the restroom.
Okay.
And then I may do some things, reload the game in a different emulator, and cheat my way through. I mean, what?
What do you mean? What? You didn't have to like hide it. You were going to do that in the first place.
I could do that, but it may actually just take longer for me to do that.
You can turn animations off and speed through it.
I could also mess around with PK hacks and just change my team to what it is now. What I have on the other ROM that I was messing around with stuff. But that's for things for me to do after I finish using the restroom.
Okay. Stay safe.
Remember, I had 99 super repels.
And not once have they let you down.
I only had to fight one pair of trainers.
Nice.
Houston complained about how you couldn't avoid any trainers in this entire area.
That's because Houston's not exactly the smartest person. He was also probably trying to just rush through it and didn't really get anywhere, so he just kept going.
And someday they'll do Diamond and Pearl remakes, and it will be at least mediocre. The entirety of Gen 4 was so good. Like, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are probably my pinnacle of Pokemon games.
Yeah.
But not really because of Johto, just because, like, all the mechanics felt excellent. They put in so much extra stuff. It was just good. Also, it's so cute. They put the Krogunk in. That Looker's Krogunk. That Krogunk dies in the manga.
Yeah. That's actually kind of crazy that a Croagunk. It's still a weird thought that Pokemon actually die at all.
Like, died protecting him or something. I don't know. I know it's this whole thing. You only have to fight one pair of trainers, Houston. You just have to do the 3 boss battles in a row and then fight one pair of trainers.
Yeah, the issue is I don't want to do the 3 boss battles in a row again.
It's not that bad.
I know.
It's just a bad game.
It's just more of a... I don't want to deal with it, so give me a second as I...
Not that bad, you just suck.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you disagree, Blue?
I mean, I do kind of. Houston just has a tendency to rush things.
Remember I told you Sonic Boom?
I
Kyle?
trusted you.
Kyle?
No.
Kyle? Kyle, anyone? Kyle? Nash.
No, I was talking about the slacking. Yeah.
I just thought it was funny how you were like, no. No.
I trusted you.
You should know better than to trust me. I'm right most of the time, but I'm also stupid a lot of the times.
You do like to do certain decisions that are like, do it for style though. And sometimes it's like, but I'm gonna die going for style.
Yeah. The only way to do it is to die going for style. Come on, Blue, you should know this.
I mean, sometimes it really is the case though. Man, I have been practicing footstooling people in Smash. So satisfying.
Yeah, it is.
So satisfying getting footstool kills. Especially when you are playing like Falcon or Fox, one of the super like instantly.
Yeah. They just fall on you and you're like, oh, I think I'm dead now.
So I'm just supposed to go back to town or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
This town?
Yep. And save out in front of the door, so that you may not have to do that again.
I saved multiple times in this area.
Yeah, but Houston doesn't save at all.
Because normally I don't expect my games to crash.
You clearly have not played as many games as I have.
No, I have not.
The worst is when you're playing a game and you know there's a chance that when it crashes it kills your save. Like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Not working.
I think it just crashed for me too.
Okay, so here's my plan. I will take...
Fuck this shit. I'm going home.
this. Because you saved recently, relatively speaking.
I saved right in front of that door.
And then I can go... up a file. Rename this. And then I will close out of yours, reopen it. And then you'll walk through the door,
Yeah.
save, I'll reload the other one, and it should be fine.
Okay.
That's good for now.
Put config. Okay, looks like that's good. So you should be able to control things probably.
Doesn't look like you can. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, some of my text editing must have screwed this.
The scene up.
Yeah. Well, because text editing just in this game in general just messes some stuff up.
Yeah.
So I can just save now?
Yeah, save. And then I'll close out of it. Boop, and then go. And then I need to mess with these again. Why is that not showing up? Close out of that. Hit that button. I guess. Oh, that's not working. So, hold on a second, Blue. I gotta... Okay, that's working now.
Gotta kill you. This is where it ends.
This is my last resort. And then they've got that there. Just give me a second as I fix the thing. Okay, go ahead.
Wait, what do I do?
Just talk to Buck.
What have you done?
What do you mean?
Screen.
Oh, my screen? I paused it. Because I'm in the middle of editing.
What a name.
Yep.
Next.
Whoa there.
Can you smell the beer?
What kind of moves do you have? Scout a little bit.
It has all of them.
What did it say? What did it
Judgment.
use? Wow, it has a lot of health.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a crit.
Bye.
Goodbye. Holy.
It's perfect too.
Oh my god. Judgment Psychic, right?
Judgment is whatever type you have of plate on.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he has the mind plate.
was gonna say he has a psychic plate. It's
Is it still normal type?
No.
Okay.
is in fact water ground. I don't know. I was just making.
I mean, I gotta go off that idea.
It is indeed not water ground.
Oh, is it steel?
Nope.
That was a crit, and it's not very effective.
Is it fire?
Nope.
It's
What else was this grass? Poison?
Shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be.
Dragon?
Yours was. I think.
Okay. Because like I said, those are the 4 types
Flying.
of things that resist grass. Oh, it's flying. Okay, sure, why not?
Yep.
That was supposed to be
Hydro
Inked Cannon,
Yeah.
but I also changed its type. On accident, mostly. I couldn't figure out how to change it back from being fairy type.
It's just fairy type.
It's fairy type. As what it's what Inked Cannon was before, but fairy type now.
Sounds like you fucked up.
I couldn't remember how to fix it, so I was like, okay, it just is.
Oh my god, I got the cube.
Yes.
Nope.
You're fine, I swear.
It has 2 types, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have full restores?
It does.
Oh, good god, no.
Let's see.
Why would you take the cooldown off of that?
Because Inked Cannon didn't have the cooldown. It was a joke, mostly. But then Inked Cannon didn't stay, so... I spent a long time last night trying to fix the thing.
Boy, playing around this is difficult. Please kill. Or flinch, at least. Crit. Nope. Flinch? No. No. Ancient power?
What a choice.
Watch it get the stat buff instantly, yes.
I knew it too. I'm like, it's going to get the step up, isn't it?
The real question is the stat buff guaranteed?
No, it's not.
Alright.
It is higher, though.
How much is higher?
Significantly.
You didn't answer my question.
And there's the full restorer. I don't think this is possible at this point. Just too much health.
Yeah, that's a lot of health.
I'd have to get flinch hacks so hard.
See, I believe for surges, what I did is I took Blast Burn and turned it into Pursuit rather than Try Attack.
That's just evil.
Yep. I mean, it dropped the power down to 75, I think, 75 or 80. And then for mine, I don't remember what I did. No, I think Surges was actually Sheer Cold is what I changed that one to something else. No, Sheer Cold I turned that into a Pursuit attack. And then for mine, I turned Frenzy Plant into basically extremely high-powered Poison Fang. Where it always poisons.
Alright,
Wait, how is it faster than me now?
speed up
Oh, that's right.
into power. He cheated. Super hard.
I thought about changing that as well, but I couldn't actually find that text.
I'm just reloading so we don't have to do the other thingy again.
Oh my god, this thing just keeps roosting.
If you had Heal Block, it would stop.
Oh jeez, let me go and get my heal blocking Pokemon. Fucking genius over here. I know heal block can stop it. I don't have a Pokemon that fucking knows it.
I almost wish you had done like a Lovecraft-themed Quagsires. Because of the new name that I have.
Jesus
Quag.
time.
Quaglahotep.
Cthulhu.
Quackthulu. But why?
Because it's a good move.
Because I was lazy and just copied the smoke on.
How many turns does Encore last?
4? 4 or 5, I forget.
Yeah, Quagsire also has no attacking moves.
I didn't figure, which is why I was going to Swords Dance set up on it. And I did. And I'm going to keep that Swords Dance set up for as long as I can. One second.
No, you get no seconds.
Oh, 5 rounds.
Nice.
Encore ended.
You've been unhanded by Encore.
Is it dark type?
Is what dark type?
Or actually better, is it... Well, I'll just find out. Wait, what?
He used Encore on you again.
It can use Encore on me if I don't use a move that turn?
Yep.
Weird. Alright.
Yeah, because Encore makes you beat the last use move.
Do, 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 do. Let's see my files.
Leaf Blade. Do it. Why are you using that?
I need to stall a turn so I fall asleep because I got yawned.
Oh, I mean you could have killed it, I guess, but sure.
I want to keep my +6 going into the next Pokemon, please.
Oh, because it's just gonna use fucking Encore again.
Wait if I have to.
I got really lazy.
But this is,
Oh, you
this
did?
is acceptable. Now weak blade. Go punchline!
Ooh, Steel?
What? Okay, so
It's flying psychic.
Flying.
Psychic resists Psychic?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Judgment does more damage because...
Because stab.
Well, it's not just... Because it has...
And
its
Mind
moveset
Blade.
is Judgment, Punishment,
Punishment
Ancient
is the one
power.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Ancient Power and Hydro Cannon.
To buy a far-fetched.
I hardly knew ye. So what, mine was Dragon Fairy?
I think so. Either that or it was Fairy Ice. I don't remember exactly. You could go find out. You can go catch it, or you can go get Manaphy.
I don't have to wait for it to hatch.
I don't know.
I thought they made Manaphy 1 step or whatever, or like 100 steps.
No, they made everything like super low step. Mine is Grass Electric. And I think I gave it the Zap Plate. No, I didn't. I gave it the Grass Plate then. Maybe.
Now I just need to catch this thing.
Frenzy Plant. Okay, I have a plan.
Is it a good one?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, and I think I remember why it also does lots of damage. I'm pretty sure I gave it adaptability.
Yes. Yep.
I know I can beat this, because I've done it before.
But you won't.
It's very likely.
Just because you can doesn't mean you will.
I think it was because I got off a good old-fashioned thunder
Oh, no.
paralysis.
I'm going to catch it now, aren't I? Nope.
But yeah, the whole idea behind this version of Godsire was that after getting defeated by you in Pokemon Emerald, he trained, fought, killed Arceus, and consumed its body.
Alright.
Godsire EX.
That's what its name is supposed to be. But for some reason it glitches out, and I thought that was funnier. So I left it as is.
And it's a good thing Light Screen has 30 uses. You just sit here and chuck Pokeballs at this thing until it shut up and dies.
No! It's breaking through the confusion and the paralysis.
And he's dead.
Yep. 180 base special attack.
Oh, is the only healing you have full restores?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because the Flame Orb's just gonna reapply it.
Oh, okay.
As long as I don't get toxic right now, even Yawn will just be overwritten by the burn.
This thing has eaten like 40 Pokeballs.
Indeed. I thought that they were delicious.
And that's just counting this one, that's not counting the other like 70 or so I threw in the other times I tried to catch this thing.
I think your luck ran out with Giratina.
I don't know, man. I've been plenty of lucky, just not in catching. I was playing the alpha thing they're doing for Call of Duty yesterday. I had fun playing it. I'm still bad at it, but I had fun.
Nice.
So the thing they're doing for what?
Call of Duty.
Still did not totally catch that.
Call of Duty.
Oh, Call of Doodle. Okay.
Yes. Cold War edition.
Amazing.
Nope. Ah, yeah, of course. It's dead now. Ugh. I used almost 50 Pokeballs in that fight, and not a single one did it. Maybe just save after this. Switch my ear, switch my ear.
Okay, I don't understand. It decided to use Yawn and then Toxic.
His goals are beyond your understanding.
Apparently.
Quagsire just throws out random attacks.
All it does is random attacks. It's like that Crobat.
Well, there's the toxic.
that's not good.
Sure. Thank you.
Because I just remembered that
Those are good.
this is my test save that I edited.
Yeah, they didn't buy any items with.
Yeah, because I ran through the entire Elite Four with some fun people.
That's still not all your money.
Nope.
So I have like ×8 to my attack right now.
Is it? I thought it was times 6.
It's ×4, and then ×2 from guts.
Just nothing
Oh.
Bird up.
but 4-speed Deoxys, Bird Up. They all had no guard and 1-hit KO moves,
Fun.
Alright.
just so that I could cheese my way through the Elite Four.
How much damage does this do?
All of it. Still going down. Still going.
Holy shit.
It flinched!
It flinched!
Holy shit! No, don't miss!
Because I think the way the AI is set up, it only uses 1 restore on the single Pokemon normally.
Yeah, which means I can sucker punch it. This is
You
the
done hit it.
ultimate strategy.
This is the ultimate good luck strategy. Aside from just paralyzing it and just having it be paralyzed every turn afterwards.
Because it will one-shot you.
Hey, if you
Like-
crit, you kill it.
Can't believe... Actually, I go first.
Hit it with
It's
rock slide.
×4 resistance to close combat.
Which is why it's a rock slash.
Strength has 100 accuracy, right?
Yeah.
Does. Oh man.
I did it.
Now the rest of it'll be easy going.
I kind of figured I just needed to get past that one.
Fire steel. In case you forgot.
Steel, you say?
That indicates hunt.
What annoying. Kill Penelope.
Kill.
In 1 second.
walks up to a lemonade stand, and he says to the man running the stand, "Hey, pop, 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 got any grapes?"
Oh, that steak won't get in my belly. And it's saddening. Saddening.
Come back.
Red. This thing is in optimal catch position, and yet here it is, not being caught.
It is resisting your capture with all its might. The quags require your sacrifice to be caught.
What sacrifice? I didn't sacrifice anything to catch the other one. I didn't pay the Dark Lord Hulu.
There's acupressure?
Ooh. Oh no!
Oh, lordy. Okay.
Yeah, I believe I
Put
gave
that
it
poorly.
acupressure, high jump kick. I don't remember exactly all the moves I gave it, but it doesn't
Thank
matter.
God
It's dead.
Thank God it died. Dr. Quag!
Which one is that? Oh, it's Articuno.
Call me Dr. Quag. I don't know what type you are.
I had to guess water psychic.
Nope.
Oh, well.
One of them is definitely electric, but I don't remember what the other type is.
See what happens.
No! My earthquake didn't do enough damage.
That didn't even do nearly enough damage. I couldn't even crit and kill.
Nope. Any crit kill you encounter. Like, no, bad Gyarados. Stop it.
Oh, there's the
no.
zap cannon.
There's the 50-50.
Does it have
He's
levitate?
faster. No, he's faster.
Of
Does
course
he have
it's not.
levitate, Houston?
I don't think so.
No. I don't believe he does.
Oh my god, you rude motherfucker. Get in the fucking Pokeball already.
Maybe I should have tested mine as well, because I knew I could beat it with.
Oh, it has lock on too.
Make sure you gotta hit you with that.
Yeah, I gave it lock on, zap cannon. I don't remember what the rest of the moves I had.
I assume they're based on whatever its other type is.
Desire. I had to guess Dark and Ghost.
We'll see if it's Ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, it has mean look. Not Ghost.
It's dark poison.
Ah,
It's not, because that would have been super effective if it was poison.
that's true. Definitely not. Oh, it has a focus sash though.
Yeah, it's perfectable. So dark, whatever you made it, it's not.
Maybe I messed up. Meant to make it something else. Maybe it's just dark type.
Perhaps.
You think this is a smoking hot situation?
Punch it again. Make it feel.
Mean Look Bearish Song?
I gave it Doom Desire, Perish Song, Mean Look, and Dark Void.
I'm
Sure.
surprised you didn't do Destiny Bond.
Well, I was just going for the whole, like, edgy concept. And
Yeah.
just those moves sound edgy, so I was like, hey, that works.
Destiny Bond is also edgy, but all
Yeah.
of those are good.
Come on, freeze hacks.
He accepts his defeat. Until next time. I did it!
Yay!
I sadly have not been able to catch Quagley. I could catch it faster if I used the right Pokeballs, but no, Pokeballs only.
Not for lack of trying.
It's bad luck. Yeah, he poisoned you from Fence Plant?
Yep. It was, the move was actually supposed to be called Nature's Demise.
No. Fuck nature. All my homies are black.
My next question is whether or not the type properly changed. No, it did. Okay. I believe my light screen, which is the only reason why I survived, is going to wear out soon.
Hell yeah. Oh well. I guess it's safe to say this is the end of Gen 4 though.
Yeah, that's the end of this one. The next game we can either do is Gen 5 or Heart Gold Soul Silver.
I'd like to go to Gen 5. Nothing against Marco and Silver.
It's just something different. But it also depends on what game we're willing to play next. Do we want to do Pokemon again, or do we want to play Thousand Year Door?
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm down with whatever.
Hit yourself in confusion. Do it! Yeah!
Oh,
Wow.
your light screen is on.
Yep,
Only
I'm
you
dead.
had times 8 damage, right?
Yeah, if only I had times 8 damage.
Times 8 damage plus stab. Or not stab, plus
I
super
probably...
effective.
Well, the biggest issue I have is I couldn't really use Waterfall because it's grass type and resists it. And then...
Oh, you mean no flinch hacks.
I guess I could have used Outrage. Outrage might have done more damage. But it's all good and fun. So, do you guys want to end it here?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Sounds good. Well, join us next time where we play another game.
That was a fun fight.
I had a lot of fun designing it. If only I could get text editing stuff to work properly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to see you get better at that kind of stuff so that we can see like what you actually wanted to do a little bit more.
I think a lot of it, like some people were saying that Platinum just has some problems in general trying to do some of that stuff.
Not surprising. The biggest cartridges on the DS.
The people also say like But Heart Gold and Soul Silver is no slouch either.
Yeah.
Because they also changed the naming conventions of their files that you have to go in and find.
Oh, that's annoying.
Which makes it so that you have to rename the files after you've extracted them, so that it works with the programs that people have.
Hmm.
Wow.
It's mildly annoying.
Yeah?
It sounds like it would be.
Uh,
Alright, I'm going to.
I haven't seen much in the way of, well, yeah, hacking in general for Gen 5. Haven't seen much in the way of people complaining about it. But I think a lot of people are working mostly on Gen 4 right now.
Yeah, I know somebody was telling us that
Diamo, the guy
there's
who
a
made
Gen
this...
5 hack either in the works or
Oh, no, it's,
already out.
It's finished. There's actually
okay.
2 of them. For Black White and Black White 2.
But is it the one that was made by the person who made this one?
It was, yes. And they're also in the middle of remaking their Heart Gold Soul Silver ROM hack.
Oh, okay. Do we want to do Black and White 1 first then?
Yeah, it works for me. I was thinking of doing my my super lovely snake team.
I'm also cool with doing at least some stuff in the middle before that, but like
yeah, so
I figured next Pokemon game could be Black and White 1, and then we can see what we want to do from there.
I would suggest like Black Bolt White.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm.
It's made by the same guy who made this ROM hack.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure, at least.
Oh, world name.
He also made the sequel to that, and yeah, he is basically they are the leading DS ROM hacking people, because everybody else is like, well, we're trying, but just the tools right now are not as user-friendly as the ones for the Game Boy Advance. And you heard me bitch about the ones on the Game Boy Advance, so...
You can only imagine how awful these are.
Yes. But anywho, join us next time, where we do stuff. Bye!
Next time, when we die.